Hello, everybody. Welcome back to D Diets. How are you? I just got back. Yeah, I just got back from the post office. Oh my, it's disgusting out there. It's disgusting. They're calling for a winter storm. I know you didn't come just to hear me complain, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Anyway, what's on my dish so that you all know? I want to bring it up to the, do you see it? Do you see it? Looks like rice and beans, doesn't it? Well, it is in its own special way. But that is a 10-ounce bag of steamed cauliflower rice. Yes, it is. If you think I was with the old mandolin or something else, no. I buy that cauliflower rice already in a bag. So much easier. Put it in the microwave for 5 minutes. What's on top is a cup of my beans. You know me, guys. I constantly make beans. So this dish is absolutely going to be delicious. What's on the side? These are fantastic. These are Mount Olive Vidalia onions. They have a little bit of a sweet taste. They're so good. You know, it just cuts on all of this. So as you can see, these are big plates of food. These are not small plates. And what am I going to top it with? Hello, the sauce doctor. Oh, yes. I ordered a case of this from Adrian. I hope by now the man has gotten my check. Oh, what a rigmarole with the post office. I'll have to let you know what went on at the post office today. Oh, you don't want to know. But this is Adrian's sauce doctor. There is no fat in here, people. No fat. No. No fat. And what I do is I take a measuring spoon. This is a tablespoon, okay? It's a sweet heat. That's all I could say. And I'm just going to drizzle that on. Look at this. Let me drizzle it closer to the camera. You know how the cooking channels do it, because I don't do it. I'm not a cooking channel, really. So let me get close and do this. Look at that goodness. Doesn't that look great? That looks great. There we go. Now, of course, in my glass, I have some Bengal tea over ice. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. It's delicious. Some of my friends are getting these. I'm giving them out. Yes, I am. Okay, so let me mix this up. Doesn't this look perfection, guys? This looks perfection. I'm going to take a bite of it with all of you. Would you like to have the, you know, like the cooking people or the, what is it? The mukbang people channels? They go, would you like the first bite? Would you? Let me tell you something. This is heaven on a plate. This is so good. And I told you I don't eat small. Adrian, that sauce is to die for. If you don't know what the sauce doctor is, I'm going to leave Adrian's link in my description box below. You can go to his channel or his Instagram if I know how to do this. If I don't know how to do this, then I'm just going to direct you right over to his channel and you could purchase his sauce yourself. It is fantastic. Like I said, I can't do heat, but this is a sweet heat and it's delicious. So, went to the post office. Oh yeah, I did. Went to the post office. I'll take another bite. That is delicious. That is just, if you want to know what I put in my beans, just so that you know, I make 3 pounds of beans in one shot. Yeah, I do. In those beans, there is a pound bag of 15 bean, a pound bag of lima beans, a pound bag of pinto beans. Yes, that I put in a big pot with water. Clean your beans. I don't soak beans. I let them cook all day. Spices that I put in here. Tablespoon of everything. Garlic powder, onion powder, Mrs. Dash Chipotle, Mrs. Dash Spicy, any kind of barbecue rub I put in there. I put a tablespoon of salt and I put a tablespoon of pepper. That's what I put in. Let them cook for about 5 to 6 hours. I don't have an Instant Pot. And they come out perfect every single time. Every single time. Love it. Oh my God, the sauce on here is great. So I'm getting my starch. I'm getting my protein. I'm getting my fiber. I'm getting my vegetables. And these onions, I put them with my hand. They are so good. So, if you hear any of that nonsense, that's the dogs floating around. Let me tell you what went on at the post office, shall I? Oh. It's only me. Now, I have a P.O. box, okay? But that little post office does not open until 12:30 in the afternoon. Today was going to be a bit of a crazy day, so I couldn't wait because it was snowing, and I know it's only going to get worse as the day continues, and it's supposed to get really bad in the next 2 days. So I figured I have to get the rest of my Christmas cards out. Instead of going to my little bitty post office box where I went Friday to mail stuff out, I'll go to the big city post office and wait online for a half an hour. Yeah, I did. Well, there was a lady in front of me. Now, she was Spanish speaking. I do not understand a word of Spanish. Now, she had a bag of cookies in her hand, in a plastic bag. And I didn't know what she was doing with the whole bag of cookies in her hand. That was the homemade, so she had them in a Ziploc bag. She turns around and says to me something, I don't know what she's saying to me, about the cookies in the bag. So me, like an idiot, I swear to you, I am the biggest idiot on the planet. I go, no hablo English. I'm like, schmuck. So now she looked at me and then she started giggling under her mask and I started to giggle under my mask. And thank God there was somebody in that line that could speak Spanish. That's all I have to say. But I'm slowly getting up there. I listen to the guy behind me who works in the medical field, how far he's got to travel, and the snow is got. You know, I must be one of those people that people just like to talk to. I mean it. So, you know, I have friends that have told them, they go, Denise, you're like the type of person people could just talk to. I get it now because somebody that doesn't even speak English and I don't speak Spanish was willing to have a whole conversation with me, and I had no idea what this poor soul was telling me. Oh, let me take another bite because, you know, we don't want my food to get cold. After all, we have Adrian sauce on it. It's absolutely delicious. Oh, that is to die for, guys. That is so good. Look how healthy. Healthy. Huge meal. Huge. So, finally, the postwoman that's over there. And let me tell you something. This place is packed. It's packed. Lines in the post office. You know, it's getting close to Christmas, right? So she does this. Now, I don't know about you, but a little common courtesy is nice when you would say, next, please. Next, please. No. Very good. I get to the front of the window. I figure I'm not going to say anything. I have one more package I have to send out and more Christmas cards. So she has no problem with the package getting that out. And, excuse me. She says to me, what is in these Christmas cards? And the way she, as though like I was some sort of killer. I said to her, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like I couldn't understand why. She goes, there's a lump in here. I go, oh, it's a little charm. I always put like a little charm in a card. And she's like, well, this has to be in its own box. I said, excuse me. I just went to the post office, the little one that in Melonsville. I said, I was just there on Friday. And I mailed out packages and I mailed out Christmas cards and they had the little charm in them. I said, the woman said nothing there. She goes, well, she was wrong. And I was just like, okay, so what do you need me to do? She goes, you need to take all of these home. I said, we have a storm coming, people. I said to her, excuse me? She goes, well, these are considered gifts. I said, no. You don't have something right here. I said, that is just a little charm. Then she decides to pull out this thing from behind the counter. You know, it looks like slots to go in the mailbox. Okay, you know, first of all, I don't know anybody's got these slots anymore. I really don't. So we're talking a tiny little bump on top of an envelope, all right? She takes one of my cards and she goes, you see, it's not going to go through. She goes, well, listen. I said, listen to me. A bunch of cards went out on Friday. I didn't get this. I was trying to be so nice. I really was. Then she goes, well, if they have a bigger slot. I said, you know, some people have mailboxes. Some people have P.O. boxes that I'm sending this to. Believe me, it's going to be okay. She goes, well, I'll tell you what. Let's roll the dice. At this point, my friends, I did say to her, roll the dice. Because if the card comes back to me, oh, well, you may see that later on. Because I said to her, you know there's a storm coming. She goes, oh, yeah, we know there's a storm coming. And mail is slow right now. I thought, you know what? I'm trying my ever-loving best. ever love and best. So let me have this bite. Man, that is so good. That is guys, if you like rice and beans, try it with the cauliflower rice. 10-ounce bag. Delicious. If you need a pound bag, eat it. Anyway, I leave there. I go over to get His Majesty's, his tobacco. If you don't know who His Majesty is, that would be my husband. All right? I go over to get his tobacco at the tobacco store. I figured, let me stop and get that. I go over there, I stop, I get the tobacco. I'm in my car now. I'm putting on my mask. I'm taking off my mask because I'm in my car. And I see this old woman, a really old woman, and she's struggling with walking. And she's asking these people if they could take her home. All right? They're like, no, we can't. She was wearing a mask. So she finally gets down to my car. And she says, Miss, could you take me home? I said, honey, what's the matter? She goes, my legs really hurt and I can't walk. And I could see she couldn't walk. I said, honey, get in the car. I got out of my car to get her in my car. I put the safety belt on her. You could see she couldn't walk. Her legs were blown up like this, and I could see underneath her pants. Not underneath. I couldn't see like I have X-ray eyes, but I could see that her legs were so blown up and filled up with some sort of fluids. So she must have difficulty, right? What has happened to humanity today? Please, somebody tell me, what has happened to humanity? How could you turn away an old lady? I'm talking about an old lady that walked to go get a bag of potato chips. That's what she had in her hand. She goes, I was craving these so much. I don't drive. And so I walked here to get this tiny bag of potato chips. I said, never you mind, honey. I said, let me take you home. And she didn't live far. She goes, I live in a high rise. I said, that's not a problem. Took her home, got her out of the car. I said, do you want me to take you up to your apartment? Because at this point, she was struggling. She goes, no, I'm going to be all right. I'm going to sit here on the bench right outside the door. Right outside the door. And I'm going to sit here and I will get in there. I said, okay, honey. And I just proceeded to go home. But I said to myself, what's wrong with humanity? I know this virus must be scaring the crap out of so many people, but to turn down an old woman, I felt like, when people turn a camera on somebody that's fighting and they're filming somebody getting beat up, that's what I felt about this old woman. Like everybody was just like, no. I was so angry. On the way home, I swear to you, I said things. I was talking to myself in the car because I thought to myself, how disgusting. How disgusting. We were put on this earth for a reason. We were not put on this earth to shun other people in need. And I just thought how horrible to turn away another human being. Again, like the person filming the fight, instead of saying, screw filming, let me help the person that's on the ground. No. This is the society we live in. Isn't that sad? I got right off the topic of what I was eating. I really did. But I knew she was safe and she was in her place, and that's all that mattered to me. Oh, God. Sick people. So I came on here to show you what I was eating. These videos should never be too long. I came on to show you what I was eating. This is absolutely delicious. If you have never tried, and I'm going to hold it up to the camera, Adrian's Cooking Food and Review, his Sauce Doctor, this stuff is delicious. I bought a case. Yes, I did. And I'll be purchasing more because I think it's absolutely delicious. And it's good with anything. And from watching Adrian, you can melt butter with this. Oh my goodness, it's delicious. But of course, I have to watch my fat intake so I don't have fat. Are you new to my channel? Do you not know I'm plant-based? Oh, yes, I am. I am plant-based. I am doing the starch solution, Dr. McDougall's starch solution, where I have given up 6 months ago meat, dairy, fat. I put a little sugar. Adrian's sauce has some sugar in it. I don't mind that. It doesn't... Listen, that's not the stuff that got me fat. Fat got me fat. Let's be real. Fat and dairy. Dairy is all fat. Meat is saturated fat. Fish is fat. It's all fat. Chicken is fat. It's all fat. You give it up. You give up oil. You give up a canola oil, any kind of oil, olive oil. You give those things up, I can guarantee you, your scale's coming down. Mine did. 50 pounds is gone. Bye. Bye. I mean, I have a ways to go. Come on, we all know I have a ways to go. But I just wanted to come on here, show you what I was eating, tell you this little story about the post office. Oh, please. And then that poor old woman. That poor old woman. Anyway, my friends, be kind to one another. The heart is all that matters. Don't turn your back on humanity. Please don't do that. Because there's too much crazy going on out there. They're tweaking your brain to not even help your fellow human being. We can't do that. We can't allow that. I'll talk to you all soon. I'm finishing this, and you know I'm going to finish it. Have a great day. Mwah. And I love you. Bye-bye.